Thank you. Hello and welcome. My name is Simon, and I'm your host for an hour of what I think you'll agree is some of the most beautiful and hopeful and meaningful music that you'll hear in the world today. Gathered here tonight are musicians from many different countries and continents, making this a unique and outstanding international musical event. Well, they say that music is an international language, and it's a language that we hope to speak to you tonight with love. We hope that these songs will bring you love and life and comfort and encouragement to keep on living and loving in this trouble-filled world and to keep up the fight.
You've gotten discouraged and you're feeling low, beaten and cheated and mistreated. You're going down fast 'cause you've taken a blow, so disillusioned and defeated. Get up, my friend, it's not the end. You've got to keep on fighting for the victory, like a boxer in the fighting ring. Grit your teeth and pitch right in. You've got to take a stand, start hitting back. The problems go when you attack, and though they loom as black as night, you cannot lose if you keep up the fight. If you keep up the fight. Get up, my friend, it's not the end. You've got to keep on fighting for the victory, like a boxer in the fighting ring. Grit your teeth and pitch right in. You've got to take a stand, start hitting back. The problems go when you attack, and though they loom as black as night, you cannot lose if you keep up the fight. You've got to take a stand, start hitting back. The problems go when you attack, and though they loom as black as night, you cannot lose if you keep up the fight. If you keep up the fight, you cannot lose if you keep up the fight. If you keep up the fight.
Michael, listen, encouraging us to keep up the fight. That was terrific. Thank you, Michael. And let's face it, it's a struggle to live sometimes, especially in the trouble-filled world of today. It takes faith and courage and a lot of fight. The trouble with some of us is that we stop trying in trying times. So, 'tis a lesson that you should heed. Try. Try again. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Then your courage should appear. For if you will persevere, you will conquer. Never fear. Try again. Yes, the thing to try when all else fails is again. It was the great 19th century American naval sea captain, John Paul Jones, who when his ship was sinking, his crew slaughtered, his own arm nearly torn off, and the enemy was demanding a surrender, he yelled back, "Hell no! We haven't even begun to fight!" And he was right. He hadn't. But he did, and he went on to win the battle.
John Paul Jones, his ship was sinking, half his crew was dead. His own arm nearly torn off when the enemy yelled and said,
Are you ready to surrender?
John answered, "Hell no, we haven't even begun to fight." But he went on to win the battle, and now we know he was right, that you can't keep a good man down. He'll bounce back on his feet. Just when you think you got him, you'll find out he can't be beat. was a rebel. He stood for what was right. He couldn't get along with the Philistines. They were in a constant fight. You know, they bound his hands with ropes and bands. But then it came to pass that he broke the ropes and slew 1,000 Philistines with the jawbone of an ass. No, you can't keep a good man down. He'll bounce back on his feet. Just when you think you got him, you'll find out he can't be beat. Well, David was a little boy. No one thought he could win against the armored giant. His sling he began to spin with just one small rock and a word of prayer. He spun it around and round, and the crowds that stood by were amazed as Goliath hit the ground. No, you can't keep a good man down. He'll bounce back on his feet. Just when you think you got him, you find out he can't be beat. Now, 2,000 years ago, lived the best man this world has ever known. Love, peace, and truth were all that he ever showed. But they took him, and they killed him, and they nailed him to a tree. But 3 days later, he arose again to set the whole world free. No, you can't keep a good man down. He'll bounce back on his feet. Just when you think you got him, you find out he can't be beat. No, you can't keep a good man down. He'll bounce back on his feet. Just when you think you got him, you find out he can't be beat. Just when you think you got him, you'll find out he can't be beat.
That was our sound engineer, Jerry Palladino, with a terrific song about some of the famous fighters of history. You can't keep a good man down. And indeed, if you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, then you don't. If you'd like to win, but you think you can't, it's almost a cinch. You won't. Life's battles don't always go to the stronger or the faster man. But sooner or later, the man who wins is the man who thinks that he can. In fact, to achieve all that is possible in life, we must attempt the impossible. And to be as much as we can be, we must dream of being more.
To dream the impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe, to bear with unbearable sorrow, to run where the brave dare not go, to right the unrightable wrong, to love pure and chaste from afar, to try when your arms are too weary, to reach the unreachable star. This is my quest, to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far, to fight for the right without question or pause, to be willing to march into hell for a heavenly cause. And I know if I'll only be true to this glorious quest, that my heart will lie peaceful and calm when I'm laid to my rest. And the world will be better for this, that one man, scorned and covered with scars, still strove with his last ounce of courage to reach
That's Peter dreaming the impossible dream. And did you know that whether you have a positive or a negative outlook on life may have a lot to do with whether you overcome your problems or whether you are overcome by them? Here are a few humorous thoughts on the difference between an optimist and a pessimist. Both optimists and pessimists contribute to society. The optimist invents the airplane, while the pessimist invents the parachute. Which are you, an optimist or a pessimist? Do you call traffic signals go lights or stop lights? To the optimist, a fireplace is a thing of warmth and beauty. To a pessimist, it's a source of smoke and ashes. Perhaps you heard about the pessimistic American shoe salesman who went to Africa and he phoned his manufacturer, "I want to come home. Nobody wears shoes in Africa." So they sent another salesman, and he sent back order after order. He wrote the Home Office, he said, "Everybody in Africa needs shoes." And here's a song from Jeremy Spencer about two little frogs that had two different attitudes, and what happened to them one day when, whoops, they both fell into a can of cream.
Two frogs fell into a can of cream, or so I heard it told. The sides of the can were shiny and steep, the cream was deep and cold. Oh, what's the use, croaked number one, we're lost, no help's around. Goodbye, my friend, this is the end, and sinking in, he drowned. But number two, who wasn't through, refused to compromise. He jutted out his creamy chin and dried his creamy eyes. "I'll keep on swimming where there's life, there's always hope," he said. "It really wouldn't help the world if one more frog were dead." Don't give up when you're sinking and feeling down. Keep up with positive thinking, you don't have to drown. Don't give up when you're sinking and feeling down. Don't give up when you're sinking, you don't have to drown. Well, many an hour he kicked and splashed, at last he stopped to sputter. "Why, look at that, I can hop right out, I whipped the cream to butter." So if sometimes your problems make you feel you want to scream, remember how the froggy churned the butter out of cream. Don't give up when you're sinking and feeling down. Don't give up when you're sinking, you don't have to drown. Don't give up when you're sinking and feeling down. Don't give up when you're sinking, you don't have to drown. You don't have to drown. You don't have to drown.
Thank you, Jeremy. Well, here now is one of my favorite little poems about how an optimistic and a positive attitude can help you through to victory over your problems. When the weather suits you not, try smiling. When your coffee isn't hot, try smiling. When your neighbors don't do right or your relatives they fight, sure, 'tis hard, but you might try smiling. Doesn't change the things, of course, just smiling, but doesn't make them worse, just smiling. And it seems to help your case, brightens up a gloomy place, and it sort of rests your face, just smiling. And how true the old saying that to stand in the midst of darkness and to smile as if all is light, that is victory. It was the world-famous Helen Keller, who was deaf and blind her whole life, who once said, "Keep your face to the sunshine, and you cannot see the shadow.
When you walk through the storm, hold your head up high and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the storm is a golden sky and the sweet silver song of the lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on, with love in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk walk on, with love in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never
Beautiful. Thank you, Rachel. No, you'll never walk alone if the great spirit of love and light, God himself, walks with you. The man who walks with God always gets to his destination. In fact, the only way that you can possibly be defeated in life is if you surrender, if you quit and give up and give in to fear and discouragement and failure. But, like this next song says, if you keep fighting, then you can't lose.
Fight, 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 with all our might. Let's fight, 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 fight for the right. So fight, 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 with all our might. Let's fight, 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 fight for our lives.
When you feel defeated and you've come to a dead end, seems like you've been cheated.
Thank you. Well, at this point in the program, I'd like to introduce to you some of our musicians here tonight. On keyboards is Michael. Our three beautiful backup vocalists are Joy, Claire, and Susie. Our rhythm guitarist is from Denmark, is Peter Pioneer. Not to forget his lovely wife, Rachel. Our lead and backup vocalist is Sam. On drums, Solomon Touchstone. Lead guitar, Jeremy Spencer. And keyboards and synthesizer, Michael Lisson. And the songs that they're performing tonight are taken from their two latest albums, How to Win and How to Be Happy Anyhow. Well, the next beautiful song is from Susie, and she's going to tell us, don't be afraid of tears.
Don't be afraid of tears when they fall like drops of rain. Though your sky seems dark and dreary, the sun will shine for you again. Don't be afraid of tears. They cleanse your eyes and help you see all our sorrows through the years. Make us what we ought to be. If life were a gladness and pleasure, and only the things we adore, we'd never learn to treasure the things that mean so much more. Don't be afraid of tears when they fall like drops of rain. Though your sky seems dark and dreary, the sun will shine for you again. The sun will shine for you again. The sun will shine for you again.
A beautiful song telling us that we shouldn't be afraid of troubles or sufferings, whatever they may be, because they can yield many priceless lessons and benefits. In fact, here are a few thoughts about troubles and the good reasons why we may have them. It was the famous American writer Mark Twain who, in his older years, observed,
I'm an old man. I've had many troubles, most of which never happened.
and it's so true that if you examine your troubles, you'll probably find your name stamped on them as the manufacturer. In fact, if you were to kick the person who's most responsible for your troubles, you probably wouldn't be able to sit down for a week. But seriously, it's an encouraging thought that as a diamond cannot be polished without friction, so a man cannot be perfected without troubles. Troubles are the tools by which God fashions us for better things. And some of the most priceless lessons we learn in life come from deep, dark experiences. But then, like the old song says, he gives me joy in place of sorrow. He gives me love that casts out fear. He gives me sunshine for my shadow and beauty for ashes, dear.
My life was so the stars. Out of the ashes, lilies will grow. The hotter the fire, the purer the gold. Beauty for ashes, joy for sorrow. The sweetest of songs can come from this day. The darkest of clouds holds a silver lining that will bring you new hope again. That will bring you new hope again.
Yes, to bring about the beauty of the flame, something must go to ashes. Thank you, Rachel. That was beautiful. Well, you know, it's true that God's love does not always keep us from suffering and trials. But it is a love that will always keep us through sufferings and trials. And let's never forget that the trials and storms of life no more indicate the absence of God than the clouds indicate the absence of the sun.
Sometimes I wonder when things go so wrong. Has God forsaken and left me alone? But then I remember through trial and distress, He's always with me. I'm most richly blessed.
I ask God for strength that I might achieve. I was made weak that I might learn humbly to obey. I ask for health that I might do greater things. I was given infirmity that I might do better things. I ask for riches that I might be happy. I was given poverty that I might be wise. I ask for power that I might have the praise of men. I was given weakness that I might feel the need of God. I ask for all things that I might enjoy life. I was given life that I might enjoy all things. I got nothing that I asked for, but everything that I hoped for. And almost despite myself, my unspoken prayers were answered. I am, among all men, most richly blessed.
He's always with me. I'm most richly blessed.
Sometimes I'm sad. I know not why. My heart is torn apart. It seems the burdens of this world have settled on my heart. And yet I know that God, who doeth all things right, will lead me thus to understand, to walk by faith, not sight. And though I do not see the way He's planned for me to go, the way seems dark to me just now, but oh, I know he knows. Someday the mists will roll away. I'll see the sun again. I'll see the beauty in the flowers. I'll hear the birds' refrain. And then I'll know my Father's hand has led the way to light, because I placed my hand in his and walked by faith, not sight.
If we could see beyond today as God doth see, if all the clouds would roll away and shadows flee, o'er present griefs we would not fret, each sorrow we would soon forget, for many joys are waiting yet for you and me. If we could know beyond today as God doth know, why dearest treasures pass away and tears must flow, and why some darkness leads to light, why dreary days will soon grow bright, someday life's wrongs will be made right. Faith tells us so. If we could see, if we could know, we often say, but God in love a veil doth throw across our way. We cannot see what lies before, and so we cling to him the more. He leads us till this life is o'er. Just trust and obey. He leads us till this life is o'er. Just trust and obey.
Jerry, with a heartfelt rendition of an old hymn, If We Could See Beyond Today. And it's comforting to know that no matter what hard turns your road may take, Jesus is with you, and he cares, and he will work even the most seemingly darkest and most impossible situation for your good. And when it looks like you've come to the end of the road, you will find instead that it's just a bend in the road.
Feel you have nothing left to give, and you're sure that the song has ended, and it seems there's no reason left to live, as the darkness of night has descended. Where can you go to find the strength you need to keep on trying? You find a hand that'll dry the tears your heart is crying. When you're filled with hopelessness and sorrow, looking at what seems to be the end, God will whisper, wait until tomorrow.
this heartbreak is only a bend in the road, in the road, a bend in the road, bend in the road, a bend in the road. For the road will continue past the bend, and you'll sing as you go on your journey, and hope in your heart will burn again as you see the light for which you're yearning. Where can you go to find the strength you need to keep on trying? Where can you find the hand that will dry the tears your heart is crying? Be comforted to know the Lord is with you. He's closer than any other friend. He'll whisper to your heart to reassure you that happiness is just around the bend in the road, bend in the road, the bend in the road, bend in the road, the bend in the road.
A beautiful song by Jeremy Spencer, Bend in the Road. Well, another reason why the Lord may allow seemingly bad things to happen to us is to simply humble us and break us and remake us into what He wants us to be. As the old song says, have thine own way, Lord, have thine own way. Thou art the potter, I am the clay. Mold me, make me after thy will, while I am yielded, waiting and still.
The making of a man. The making of a man.
I walked down memory lane today, reliving moments of the past. I saw the making of a man, and the joy that came at last. Shattered hopes and broken dreams marked the pages as they turned. I saw the making of a man, from the lessons that he learned. Every heartache through the years had been sent by God's own hand, and the shedding of those tears were the making of a man, the breaking of a heart. How God can take a life and give it a new start. If you'll just believe, all things are possible. Oh, what God can do if you're willing to go through the making of a man.
The making of a man. The making of a man.
And each trial along the way brought him closer to the Lord. He was strengthened day by day as he learned to love him more. And through it all shone bright and clear, through these memories of the past, how God's love had used each tear to make a better man at last. The making of a man, the breaking of a heart. How God can take a life
If you'll just believe, all things are possible.
Oh, what God can do if you're willing to go through the making of a man,
The breaking of a heart, how God can take a life and give it a new start. If you'll just believe, all things are possible.
oh, what God can do if you're willing to go through the making of a man. Oh, what God can do if you're willing to go through the making of a man.
Thank you, Michael. Well, everybody has tests and temptations and trials and tribulations in some form or another, but it's how you handle them that makes the difference. And we can avoid becoming bitter or resentful about our trials and sufferings when we realize that the spirit of love that created the entire universe, God himself, will never allow anything bad to come into our lives, that he will not somehow, sometime, turn together for our good. And when hard times do come, you'll find out that no matter how deep the floods of pain and sorrow, that Jesus is a friend that will stick closer than a brother, and that he will lovingly lead and guide you and take care of you through it all.
I've had many tears and sorrows. I've had questions for tomorrow. There've been times I didn't know right from wrong. But in every situation, God gave blessed consolation that my trials only come to make me strong. You know, I've been to lots of places, and I've seen a lot of faces. There have been times I felt so all alone. But in those lonely hours, yes, those precious lonely hours, Jesus let me know I was his own. And through it all, I've learned to trust in Jesus, and I've learned to trust in God. Through it all, I've learned to depend upon his word. I thank God for the mountains, and I thank him for the valleys, and I thank him for all the storms he brought me through. For if I'd never had a problem, I'd never know that my God could solve them, and I'd never know what faith in God could do. Through it all, I've learned to trust in Jesus, and I've learned to trust in God. Through it all, I've learned to depend upon his word.
Well, if you personally have never received Jesus and experienced this great love that will forever protect and keep you and guide you through it all, then you can by simply asking him into your heart and asking him to fill you with his heavenly love and joy. We hope you've enjoyed our program tonight. Special thanks to our musicians, who someone once aptly called the stars with sweet guitars. May God bless you. Good night. May God bless and keep you and make you a blessing to others. Good night. We love you.
Don't be afraid of tears when they fall like drops of rain. Though your sky seems dark and dreary, the sun will shine for you again. Don't be afraid of tears. They cleanse your eyes and help you see all our sorrows today. Make us what we ought to be. If life full of gladness and pleasure, and only the things we adore, we'd never learn to treasure the things that mean so much more. Don't be afraid of tears when they fall like drops of rain. Though your sky seems dark and dreary, the sun will shine for you again. The sun will shine for you again. The sun will shine for